Hello there, guys, and welcome to my crack smack, whatever you want to call crack book, Facebook, and then this gets uploaded over on YouTube. Anyway, the final deadline for the Children's Social Care Workforce Inquiry has officially ended. However, the window is still open. Now, it has been said they may keep this open over the weekend. There are people answering the phone. Hey, Maria. Yeah, I don't know how long this door is going to open for. I'm a bit pissed off, to be honest. And I think one of the reasons that I'm pissed off is for the last 4 weeks, I have watched family support services work their fucking asses off and get lots and lots of money to support families. And you know what? There was very, very few people there today. Very, very few people. And I find this very, very, very sad because the people in the system are wanting this change just as much as those it's affected. You know, the good people, the people that really do want to make a difference in people's lives and help people. And I think it's been really sad because I've been saying all along through all of this that at all the festivals, all the promotion, everything has all been to support and enable the funding for adoption and for long-term foster care. But there is not promotion for supporting families. You don't see people jumping out aeroplanes and hoo-ha-hoo, getting all excited about going out and, doing a benefit and fundraising to support keeping families together through adversity. But everybody wants to help the poor little child who's been neglected and abused. And I'm not saying that children are not abused by the parents, they are. But this whole system is flawed from day one. The way it's designed is completely flawed, and we've got to still keep pushing. I put the affidavit stuff out there now, and that's for you to now get into yours. I've got down in my car at the moment, I've got a big black box that's got, I think it's got 6 files in it. I've got my big black trundle case that's got 2 files in that. I've got all of my individual little holdalls that have all got paperwork in. I've still got the paperwork to go through here, and I've still got the paperwork to go through over here. And the last couple of weeks on Crackbook has really, really, really honed into me how important it is that I write this in a book. I want my life back, and I'm sick and tired of the nitpicking and the because why anybody would want to keep doing this to me, I don't know. But I've had it my whole life, and nobody has ever come to me. Well, actually, that's not true, but nobody has ever come to me to sort of go, something quite remarkable about this woman. There's, she's very tenacious and she really stands up for what she believes in. That's not what I get. What I get is everybody trying to find out what's wrong with me. What's wrong with me is I like routine. I like structure. I like to be around people who do what they say and say what they mean. So I like to be around people that I can trust their words and actions. And what I don't like is being in a situation where I have to second guess people or wonder. Like, what was really funny was when I was speaking to David on the phone the other day, it was Tuesday, and obviously we only had up until Friday for me to make sure that this information was going out to the people who can run with this, because I'm not in a situation to run with things. I don't have the tools, I don't have the equipment, I don't have the funding, I don't have all of the experience, I don't have all of the education, knowledge and tools. I am just a mum who's had enough, as it's always been. It's always been this way with me. I've had enough of doctors who don't have the time to even be a doctor. I'm sick and tired of teachers not being teachers. I'm sick and tired of the whole system. I'm sick and tired of the lot of it. And I'm not seeing, well, obviously, I'm not saying that there isn't a part of our world that sits in their throne and makes these decisions. What I'm seeing is just people don't have the time to get to know each other, and in order to want to serve and help somebody achieve something, you have to care about that person. And this is the problem. So-and-so, so-and-so social worker who's sitting in a meeting doesn't know that person, doesn't have a personal connection with that person, doesn't have a personal bond with that person. They don't care. And it's a really, really hard, sad thing. When you meet a social worker that cares, they need to really hold on to these people, but they still can't do that job in the time process that they have. And this inquiry, even if people still keep getting into it, it's still only just a point of it. We still have to get our messages across to, and I'm talking from a point of view of people who live with hidden conditions or hidden challenges, or are dealing with not having a support system, especially with people who come onto the autistic spectrum, because it's not very easy for people in that mode to build support networks. It's not very easy for anybody to build support networks these days. It's not, we don't have the community that we should have. We don't have the structures that we should have. And the way that the UK is at the moment, none of the people who can make the decisions can relate to the people that they're making the decisions for. And this makes life very, very, very difficult. It's like, even take a genuine homeless person, what would be called a tramp, and walk into a church with them. Hello. My girls are being nosy. They're dying to be on my lives, but we have one that we need to protect, who's very beautiful, and she's an angel, and I agree with the reasons that she needs to be protected, because she's adorable. So, but they're
I'll do it.
Hello.
you can say hello. Shouldn't even be up. They're allowed. So their mum's giving them permission for a girly night over. So hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
You can
hungry.
make whatever you want. Good do you want. Right, let me finish this off and I'll come and watch a film with you until the end. They have full permission to fall asleep when they fall asleep. They're on a late night girlies, drinking fizzy, eating popcorn as they do when they have these little sleepovers. So, but again, both the mums work. So, again, we're building a bit of a community of working mums here that are struggling with childcare. Because even if, even per se, I put, Shiloh, Elijah into a nursery, I don't get funding until Shiloh is 2. But I really don't want to do this. I'd like to really talk about, being up at the field, really. And It's a couple of conversations David and I had, and I really worry about where a lot of these campaigners are leading this stuff. I'm not leading anything. I'm observing everything. I'm seeing everything. I say what I have to say. And the reason is because when this first happened to me, when Aaron and Faith were first taken, I literally went onto Google and let me type now and let me do exactly the same thing. I typed, let me go into, because this fucking thing's got, because I've got this crypto tab on, it's buggered my computer up, I think. Let me just put it into Google because I don't like whatever it is this is using. So I wrote, they have got my kids' social service has got my kids, what do I do? That's what I wrote. Obviously it's 2013, 15 has come up here, which wasn't there before. And in fact, wow, we've got loads of stuff coming up now. What to do if your children have been taken. Now, when I first came into it, let me just Google forced adoption and see if it still comes up, because I hope to God that between the lot of us, we've taken the 3 people out, because it's wrong. And it was wrong when I came into it, and it was wrong when many other people came into it. I think we still have Ian Joseph and all of that. Yeah, we still have Ian Joseph. But what has completely gone missing is all of John Hemming's stuff. But I tell you what, so many posts, so many things, there really is. But what I was going to say is when I first did it, is straight away, the first person you had was Belinda McKenzie and Sabine McNeil, who I've met, even stayed in the same house with. I still don't know where I sit with all of this, and I'm not willing to say some of the information of the conversation, because I believe that when you put something out there about somebody, I suggest you have the truth and facts behind it to be able to substantiate exactly what you're saying. Because one of the real big problems in everything, take a couple that row, like take what's actually quite interesting. You know, I'm not here to call anybody. I'm here to just make people realize that there's a lot of people that will do anything that they can to keep the lid on this stuff, because it's going to cost a lot of money soon. And as the police inspector said at the adoption inquiry, in 10 years' time, and this was his words, in 10 years' time, Britain are going to be facing one of the biggest scandals of state kidnap. And it's still unfolding, it's still coming together, it's still, you know, pushing and pulling. And I've been talking to a few of the kids around here who've mentioned social services to me as well. And they've all said the same. Schools seem to ask whether parents argue. And the moment they do, that's it, social are coming in. And we're not taught in school, we're not even taught by our parents, because years and years ago, parents either like rowed in front of their kids or didn't row at all and kept it from their kids. So children never saw the resolution within any of this. It was just that either relationships broke down, and we don't live in a society that repairs these relationships. We have Relate, and we've had Relate for many years in this country, but Relate is the same. Once those rows cross over to verbal words or any form of what they class as emotional abuse or physical abuse.
Quickly watch it, it's funny.
Go on. What am I watching? Seriously, what are these girls doing to me? What are you making me watch? What are you kids getting into? Seriously.
No, it's that's gay. You watch it.
See, this is what caused it with my kids. I had 2 teenagers and 2 babies. I had a teenager that was starting to get into, oh, what's that bloody Family Guy and things, and playing COD and stuff like that. And then I had a 2-year-old little boy who thought that Family Guy was a cartoon. And I'm having to tell my older teenager that this stuff doesn't go on. In fact, I don't like this stuff anyway. And then when COD came, the Xbox came out. Yeah, Liam. When the Xbox came into the house, one, the lens didn't work properly to have Aaron and Faith. You're going to get me into trouble. People are going to think you're my kids and everything. And mums are all working. Mums are working tonight. So and everybody's been struggling with childcare. So I'm the new childcare of the block by the looks of it. So. Seriously, they just want to do a proper live and stuff. So, but seriously, they just want to dance and things. Right. Anyway, bugger off while I finish this, and I'll come through. Because you're distracting me. We're all funny and cute. Seriously, I'd love to have Aaron and Faith around at this age. It'd be so funny. They really would. They really would. But anyway, before I lost my train of thought there with the girls who clearly have no ambition of going to sleep until I've finished them. So it's just like kids. You will. You'll get me done for you being up. They will be going, oh, that irresponsible woman's got her kids up. And this is, say this. It's school holidays, it's fine. You have 1 more week left until you've got to go back to school. Well, this is your last weekend, girls.
We've got 4 days left.
4 days to go back to school. Wow.
I can't wait.
This is your last weekend of late nights and things like that. Right, guys, I'm going to have to cut off if the girls carry on because I can't finish with them.
Right, Phoebe, let her carry on. With her important message. It's so important.
Yes, it is. You're lucky I love you. I'll get back in there. Right, seriously, they've distracted me. Like, seriously, they've been an absolute godsend. And this is this gap because take it back to Aaron and Faith with this Xbox game and things like that. Now, I believe in protecting the innocence of children from a lot of this other stuff. You can talk them about them and teach them about it, but at the end of the day, seriously, I'm not in the mood for this. I'm not in the mood for this because I just feel so much for people because like life is so simple, it's so easy, it really is. You have a child, you bring them into the world, you love them and you appreciate them, you value them and you guide them to be the best version of themselves and you love them unconditionally, you stick through them through thick and thin and you have a family and family members and work together as a family and and we have these breakdowns of communication and it's been really good with the girls actually because they fall in and out of friendship all the time, but they go and they talk to each other and they deal with it. But one thing we do see, and we were talking about this earlier, is loyalty. And what tends to happen, it's like I'm watching it now as well with Dean's brother, right? Dean's brother will never be anywhere near my kids, mate. That man has lost any form of respect from me whatsoever, right? And this is all over this paedophile thing that Dean wrote a couple of months back, right? And as I have already said to you, when Dean and I got together, it was really, really difficult because we were both constantly having to watch videos on girls, I just need to talk about something that I don't want you to hear for a bit. I just need to close that door for me a minute. Kitchen door. Well, yeah, not that it sort of works properly. And I'm actually going to deal with this properly, actually, because, like I said, I'm going to wait until I deal with my book, because people watch Crackbook, and Crackbook can be very dangerous, by the way. And the reason that it can be very dangerous is because people are only reading little bits. And when you're somebody like me who's been here on a whole journey, there's lots and lots of different chapters and verses and things like that, and you can't just take one snapshot. And that's exactly the same as social services. You can't take a snapshot of someone. Take this girl that I've been dealing with who's in foster care, 17, been in since she was 4. They don't even know she sings. That says it. They don't even know this girl. They don't even know who she is, what she's about. And they're going to start getting silly now in a minute. I'm going to have to start reining them in and stuff. So, but their mum's working at the pubs and the clubs, so extra night work, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, seriously, guys, I funked it tonight. See, I've been so tired. Seriously, it's been constant since literally the 1st of July when we started to push the campaign. On the 17th of July, getting this inquiry, then them not putting any publication out on it, because usually they do. Usually they will at least push maybe 2 or 3 weeks worth of publication, and there's been no publication on this. So it's been down to us, the campaigners, to get emails, get messages, use social media, ring people, talk to people, get as many people in as possible. Not everybody's got access to a computer. Not everybody can go, just sit in the library. The fact social services have failed immediately on this. So I'm going to look forward to Monday morning, by the way, because they know that a high number of their clients are dyslexic. So straight away, a Word document doesn't work. There's reasonable adjustments. They know that they have a high level of autism diagnosis in there. So straight away, it needs to be done visually. My point is, if the Department of Education works so hard to want to diagnose children quickly so they can make sure they have an SEN in school to make reasonable adjustments, why is this then not being done when they cross 18 and become adults? They're either being institutionalized, or take, for example, before I went off to meet with David, I bumped into a couple outside, and there was a girl coming on a scooter, and she was all really jolly and happy and really, really, really bubbly. And I went, "Nice wheels, love them." She went, "I know, I love my wheels." She said, "Hey, I'm autistic." I said, "I'm Asperger's. How are you doing?" And I said, "I've got roller skates." And it was very, very clearly high end of the autism couple, very much in love, and they've got engaged, and I congratulate them on their engagement, and now they want a family. They won't be able to have a family. Not in this country. They won't allow it. They will be removed for learning difficulties immediately. And I just feel that there is a better way, because I know that couple have 2 parents. They support them in independent living. They support them to be in a couple. And as a family, they could support them to have a family if that's what they chose to do. Or you need to better prepare people that there are chances that not everybody is going to be able to bring children into the world. But that responsibility of the child is never taught. And this is a big problem. This is why so many children are ending up into foster care, because everybody has this image that And a lot of people have children because they believe it's going to be the thing that loves them unconditionally, and that's not the reason to have a child. You're the one that's loving your child unconditionally. There's going to be times children hate their mums, hate their dads, put their foot down, and all this sort of stuff. You know, my mum actually made a really, really, really valid point. She came into school when I was about 13 with my sister Helena, and she was only 2 at the time. And my mum really wanted to do a talk about teenage pregnancy and the consequences of, you know, and she was really up on, you know, getting out there, hence why she was in the media talking about giving birth, being a teenage mum and all this sort of stuff. But this thing with school, and I wouldn't have had any problems if my mum had talked to me about it. When she went on with it further, I had to find out while living in Northern Ireland, going into work one day, and the kids coming up to me at work and going, "Hey miss, you know, did you have a termination?" And I'm going, "Well, yeah, I did. How did you know about this?" "Oh, yeah, you're in the papers." It's like, okay. So finding out like that, and then also having the dry bomb run on my car as a result of being put all over the papers of being a British Army woman living in Northern Ireland really didn't help, and that really caused some massive problems. But back to when, you know, she first ever started talking about it, she had a very, very valid point. My sister was so well behaved, she was so angelic, she was so beautiful, and she just had everybody in coup. And, you know, and actually it probably pushed everybody the other way, because people believe that when you bring a child into the world, that it's going to be this little baby that you just bundle up and you either do your demand feeds or your 2-hour feeds, and you give them the bottle and you give them a pat on the back, and then they lay down in bed, and then, you know, and all of a sudden, eventually after so long, they sleep through the night. And you have this really great and amazing routine, and how perfect your child is, because you get up in the morning and you just do nice little spoon feeds, and nobody tells you about the in-between sides when they're starting to feed, when actually babies want to feed themselves, and you spend quite a lot of time having to wipe down walls, pick things up off the floor as they're trying to dig it and flicking it over the sides. And actually it's, you know, you've got to prepare the bath time around the tea time foods, because you pretty much got to pick a child up covered in spaghetti bolognese or whatever they're eating, and, you know, get them in the bath. And actually they throw down and they have terrible tantrums, and sometimes they don't want to sleep at night time, and sometimes children are dealing with things too, and, you know, they'll tell you they have tummy ache. And then we have this whole network of this whole tummy ache system that goes on with children. And I think the fact that our system has basically, even parents have done it, they go, right, fly the coop, go live your life. And actually the reality is every single one of us pretty much was failed to be given the tools to actually know how to be out there. Like, if I said to somebody now, my dream is to build my own home, the amount of people who think that's impossible is unbelievable, because we were taught that you get a mortgage, and you get a mortgage for 25 years, or you private rent, or it's social housing. And we've been so subsected in this country down to what is meant to be the life choices that everybody has an opinion. And it's these opinions that is causing problems. It's the reality that we care what other people think that is causing problems. Hello, girls.
Ruby's got hiccups. It's very annoying.
Spell hiccup.
Cup.
Spell hiccup.
Hiccup.
Hiccup. Spell hiccup.
What?
Hiccup.
Hiccup.
She won't get it. It's a family joke when you got hiccups. So anyway, guys, I am going to go because it's the girls' sleepover, and I'm going to go and turn the lights out and probably go and settle me, and then they're more likely to start settling down in a bit. And it's their final week of school holidays, so I think they're looking forward to a bit of a a late weekend preparing into the week before school. So me, it's the other way around. I go up to sort of Saturday. In fact, this would be a shopping weekend for me, ready for school holidays. So yeah, and it's back to school. So for me, it's just literally, I just believe 100% that writing and getting this all done. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I still need Word on my computer. I have absolutely struggled to fuck with this whole Word document stuff thing. And my computer and laptop and all of this sort of stuff. In the time it takes me to do cleaning jobs to get to this level or do this or stuff, it's never going to happen. So I don't know. I mean, I'm going into the system as from the 2nd of September. You know, I'm having to go back through everything, you know, in order to be able to move out of a 1-bedroom to 2. Because at the end of the day, I'm not in a situation to buy my own home, buy my own land, rent, blah, blah, blah. So therefore, I am currently, you know, very grateful, you know, to the state, but also not very grateful at the same point. Will Dean ever come through for this family? I don't know. Don't know at all. Maria's saying that her boy's off with chicken pox. Oh, bless. Oh, God, I remember Daniel having chicken pox. It was the most horrendous. There wasn't a dot uncovered on that little boy. He even had his eyelids covered and his little bits covered. And, yeah, he was absolutely covered with the chicken pox. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm very, very tired, guys. So I think just the fact that we haven't stopped since the 1st of January, really, because, you know, once the inquiry, get you guys in, but I've been hammered and absolutely trolled by people. And I was trying to explain something, and I'm going to talk about this a bit more in depth later, that for each of us that fell into this, each of us that were just people in our own home, probably just using MSN or something to be out on the outside world, you know, maybe a few friends in our lives, maybe family, may not be family, but at the end of the day, something happened in our life. We've either come through something, or we were trying to do something, or, you know, it was a false allegation, or we were trying to find out if children, you know, were challenged at school, or, you know, all those sort of areas of things. So, I'm going to go to bed, guys, and
I had breakfast in
Right, one more thing.
I'm a superhero.
superhero.
Ow.
I got 2 superheroes. I'm going to go and watch some chick flicks.
Chicken.
And is there any popcorn left?
No, it's all over the floor.
Is it really all over my floor? You know I'm going to dangle you off the 17th floor, don't you?
17, only live in the second.
We know, but I'm going to march right up to the 17th floor to dangle you. What's the point of dangling you off the 2nd floor?
I don't know. I didn't do that. You must have tipped over when we started.
Oh, seriously? You've got nice curly hair, you'll bounce.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
See, when you're talking to kids, it doesn't sound so bad when you speak the way that I speak, does it? They know I'm joking. Unfortunately, when it's written on paperwork, it doesn't read so comical, does it? You know. But hey, I can't even think what I was saying. I'm just okay, no, because this is important. This is important. If you imagine that the majority of the world live in a bubble, and the majority of the world, literally, they're up at 7:30 in the morning. You know, they're clocked in and ready in you know, kids have gone off to school and they're clocked in ready for 9 o'clock work, and you know, they're clocking in for like 5:30, and they're going home and they're having the tea and they're doing whatever it is that they do in the evening. They're going to bed and they're doing this all week, and, you know, living for Friday night to be able to get out and do something or get the ironing done or something. And everybody is so ingrained into this: get up, go to work, pay bills, get up, go to work, pay bills, get up, go to work, pay bills, get up, go to work. You know, have 28 days a year off, majority of them taken from sick leave, school activities that you might have need to take it. So ideally, you'll end up with probably taking your 6 weeks school holiday off in this time. You've managed to clean the popcorn up. We do have popcorn. Oh, we do have popcorn. So anyway, the girls are not going to let me do this tonight, are they?
Where we will.
Yeah.
No, Phoebe's not letting me get this done tonight, is she?
Do you like my hair?
Yeah. You have no idea who's on the other end of that live watching you right now.
Nope. I really don't.
No, you don't. And there has to be some boundaries with you not knowing
You have
that.
new hair.
You know that. I'm going to whip you into touch, girl. Yeah,
Do you know what? You know,
You can eat too,
mommy.
she can.
Do you know what?
Anyway, guys, I'm going to
Let
bugger
me
off.
tell them. Do you know what can eat you? I mean, meat my foot.
Seriously, what is it with these kids these days? They're like,
Everything. Can I kick the ashtray over?
no, you can't.
Can I open the window?
Hey, 2 against 1. So if you ended up dangling us over, I'm pretty sure it'll backfire.
Yeah, I'd probably drop you.
No, you would probably be on the floor.
Guys, seriously, I'm going to go because I love spending time with the girls. So I'm going to enjoy the time with the girls. And I'm going to be back up and running for, I think, probably the 3rd of September. I might be about over the next couple of days. But I'm really just getting my own life in
Do you like
order
my,
at
do
the
you like my
moment.
little
Don't you dare start being all crude because I will be dangling you out
Do
the
you like my little
window
white
and I'll
thing?
catch you in a minute.
Are you still recording?
Yes, I am still